13 pounds of boost. So for the first time ever, I'm showing you all this dyno sheet, because there's a lot of people that have YouTube channels. Don't listen to those people. They've never had carbon fiber wheels. They don't know what they're talking about. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. As you can see, it is raining here in Houston. It is also pretty cold, at least for Houston, Texas standards. And we're gonna be inside here to talk about my turbo bagger that's pushing 230 horsepower as indicated, oh, don't scratch my bike, as indicated in the thumbnail. Now, I know you all are wondering right off the bat, especially if you're new to the channel, how is it possible to me to have a daily reliable rider pushing 230 horsepower? Well, before I go any further in the video, I'm gonna put a time code, and you can see certain sections of the video. You can obviously see the whole video if you want, but if there's certain parts of the video you wanna check it out, just go to that time code, click on it, and you can watch that section all you want in this video and videos moving forward. So back to what I was saying, how is it possible to have a 230 horsepower, 131 cubic inch engine with a turbo on it to be reliable for daily riding and cross-country trips, as you can see in this video? For those of you guys that are new to the channel, my bike used to be Redline Red, and now it is this color with the entire kit from Avon Black. Well, there's a few things, and I'm gonna tell you how it's possible. For one, this motorcycle, the engine was built by Trask Performance over in Phoenix 4 years ago. And the crank is Dark Horse. They're Carrillo rods. And then the top end kit is a 131 Screaming Eagle kit, but that's when they came out back in 2020, 2021. So the heads are +1. Now there are extra goodies that I put in here. The reason I'm able to push that kind of power before I go any further is simply because I have a boost controller. Because Trask Performance built my engine, they gave me a boost controller. This engine is running on 8 pounds of boost and all the time, but I'm able to pump it up to 15 pounds of boost. So I have my dyno sheet here, and I'm gonna show you this dyno sheet here throughout the video here, but let me just finish explaining things to you. And by the way, that's the first time I'm ever showing you all the dyno on this motorcycle, because I wanted to make sure that it was fully reliable, and after 4 years and 40,000 miles or so riding it, it is, in my opinion. So at 8 pounds, this motorcycle is pushing, well, you know what, let me just show you the dyno sheet, right? Shoot. Camera woman, my wife, thank you, stay right there. But this is my dyno sheet. So at 8 pounds of boost, and this was taken with 91 octane, it's pushing 183 horsepower and 0.12 and 185 foot-pounds of torque, right? That's what it's pushing right there. Now, that's at 8 pounds of boost, right? But this graph here shows at 13 pounds of boost, it's showing 220, or I'm gonna just say 220 horsepower, and I'm also pushing 210 torque at the wheel at 13 pounds of boost. So for the first time ever, I'm showing you all this dyno sheet, and I've had it for a good hot minute. So again, let's just break this down. So at 8 pounds, like worst case scenario, at 3,000 RPM, I'm pushing, what is that, like 165, 170 torque. And then at 13 pounds, pushing a little bit more, which is like 190 foot-pounds of torque there. So that's a lot. And then as it goes, then that's where we get the almost up to the 210. And then down here, that's where we're at, which is, what is this, 3,500 RPM. We are, yeah, about $190, kind of across the $185, I suppose, across the chart there. So now, you guys are like, hey, that's cool. This says 219.36 horsepower, and I'm saying 230. Well, that's because when I bump it out from 13 pounds of boost to 14 and a half or 15 foot-pounds of boost, that's where I get the 230. And on occasion, I get the 245 up to 250. But the catch is this: when I go up that much in boost, I have to put half VP 109 race fuel and half 93 octane in the tank. So 2.5 gallons, 2.5 gallons, you're able to get this power. On the daily at 93 foot-pounds of torque or 93 octane, I keep it at 8 pounds of boost. But more than likely, I'll do I can get away with 9 or 10 pounds of boost on pump gas. It's not recommended, but I still do it anyways, and I haven't had any issues with this motorcycle. And that's where it's pushing, shy of that, 195, 205, 200 horsepower, depending on the humidity here in Houston or the elevation where I'm at. And that's where I'm able to do that on pump gas. Now, Trask Performance will tell you, keep it at 8 pounds of boost, the 93 octane, and then that's what you get. But, I crank it half a pound, a quarter of a pound at a time, and I have the ThunderMax tuner in here that auto adjusts the system. So it'll take me probably, several, 10, 20 miles or so of me riding the motorcycle pretty aggressively, pumping up the boost a little bit just to play with it. And I've done this throughout the years. And so I can pump it up to 10 pounds. And that's when I have around 200 horsepower, 195 to 100 horsepower at the real wheel. And that's how I'm able to have this motorcycle reliably. So again, this motorcycle can produce that much power, but it's not on all the time like that. So, but normally I have it in that power range that I said. So that's how it's possible. I wanted to cover the dyno sheet real quick because I know a lot of you all have asked me throughout the year, so there it is. Now, going back to the engine build, the heads have T-mount breathers, SNS roller rocker arms. They have the SNS other springs and stuff from like 2021, and it's been a good engine. I have the Evolution clutch, Industries clutch to hold all that power down, and I have carbon fiber wheels, you all. I have carbon fiber wheels here, and I might make its own video, but I might just give you guys a sneak peek on the video on the carbon fiber wheels here, because these wheels here have 30, what did I say? So the bike has 40, so these have 36 and a half thousand miles on them, and they haven't cracked on me. I've changed tires on them, I want to say probably 9 times already in the front, and probably 12, 13 or more on the rear. And these BST carbon fiber wheels haven't leaked on me, they haven't cracked on me, and I have been over train tracks, dirt roads, rocky roads, different elevations, going fast, going slow, and they haven't cracked on me, haven't done anything. And I think I'm gonna make its own video simply because there's a lot of people that have YouTube channels and they say that they would want carbon fiber wheels, but they say that they don't because after a certain amount of miles, they have to get x-rayed to make sure that they haven't cracked. I'm pretty sure that's like the technical thing, or I can't speak to that, but don't listen to those people simply because they've never had carbon fiber wheels, and to a degree, they don't know what they're talking about, right? Now in this channel, I've had them pretty much. These carbon fiber wheels have been on this motorcycle since this motorcycle had 3,000 miles, before even the turbo, right? And they're able to handle that. They come with ceramic bearings as well. So if you all, I just want to say that because if you all are interested in getting yourself a set of BST carbon fiber wheels, but you're worried that they might break or be brittle, I'm not a spokesman for BST or Trask Performance or anything like that, so to each their own, definitely do your homework. But from my personal experience, as you can see on all of my videos here, I haven't had one issue with these carbon fiber wheels, and I've only had nothing but fun on them. So if there's people out there that say they will do carbon fiber wheels, but they haven't because they're scared that they're cracked, dude, they may, I guess, but cast wheels have also break when you hit a bump, So in my opinion, these carbon fiber wheels are the business. Now, the con about the carbon fiber wheels is that they're super expensive. The set here, right now, you're probably looking at just $6,000, 19 in the front, 18 in the rear. That's probably what you're looking at without even the tires or the rotors or the ABS, not the ABS, but your TPMS for your air pressure sensor. So I want to cover about that. But this motorcycle here has been nothing but fun. And yes, this is my 230 horsepower Road Glide that I consider fully reliable. All right, now continuing on, let me move this to the side. Let me just cover some things that has made my long distance trips here possible. I think I'm in the El Paso, New Mexico area here going on this bike here. And it was a cold day because it was November about 4 years ago. But anyhow, what makes this possible to be so comfortable, for one, is going to be the seat here from Bad Boy Cycles. This is the brand new one that they sent me. It comes with a backrest and a passenger seat, but this is a big reason. I've only had Bad Boy Cycle seats on my motorcycles, and these have been super, super comfortable the entire time. I also, in this motorcycle, I have the Trask Performance floorboards, and I think they're just pretty much aluminum, but man, I put them through their paces. I don't know if you can see some dragging there or not. Now moving up here to the front, I have a full RLNS front end. And what I mean is, I got the top triple tree, the bottom triple tree, the gold tubes, Öhlins suspension, front and rear, ODI bars, and ODI grips, all-around levers, RLNS mirrors here. And this setup right here for me, when I sit down, if you could get this angle over here, beautiful camera woman. Oh, you want to get in on this? Okay. What I mean about the comfort is the position that I'm in. For me, I'm 5'8", but I have way longer legs than my torso. And as you can see here, buddy, don't scratch my paint. This is gonna wait out there. Sorry guys, but I can't scratch the paint. Anyhow, so my position is comfortable. As you can see, my shoulders are here and it's dropping. If you could get right here so I can show them the angle here, love. My shoulders are here. And as you can see here, it's my arms are not parallel to my shoulder height, but they're just, I don't know, dropped about 4 inches. And for me, this is such a comfortable ride. And then when I put my feet up, this is what it looked like. And like this, guys, I can ride all day long. Literally, this is the only turbo bike that's done 1,600 miles in less than 24 hours, and 8 saddle sore 1000s, which is 1,000 miles in less than 24 hours. And I've done it in this position. Uh-oh, somebody thought he was gonna get off, or he's gonna fall off.
Yeah, I fall off.
All right, do you wanna sit on? So you can, how about you stay on here for the rest of the video? There we go, we got a future rider here, 3-year-old stuntman, right?
Yeah.
Bagger baby, what do we call you?
Brody.
Oh, okay, we'll call you that. So to recap, that's how I'm able to have this 230 horsepower, stage 4, 131, stage 2, Trask Performance, Road Glide, be reliable, and be really, really fast. Now, before I end this video, I know you're wondering, how fast is this motorcycle? The truth is, I don't know, but I can tell you it's super fast. It's super fast. If I had to put money on it, I think with a good rider, this bike here is probably in the high 10-second, quarter mile, low 11s, if not faster. I think I'm being modest with a good rider. With me on it, I think I'm in the 11s for sure. I don't know top or bottom. You wanna get down? Okay. But I'm gonna give you some actual numbers, because at some point when it's not raining, I'm gonna take this bad boy down to our 8th mile track that we have here, and we're gonna see how that goes. So without anything further on this video, I am gonna go back inside, warm up because it's kind of cold in here, and then my youngest wants to go back inside. So, and mommy wants to go back inside, yes. So I'm gonna leave this motorcycle here as is. I'm gonna go inside, probably drink some hot chocolate. And again, before I end this video, if you all can, please donate some of your time or some food at your local food bank or at your church. And if you can, obviously donate some blood at the local blood bank. And besides that, just be nice to each other, be courteous. 2147 crew is out. Nothing but love and respect. Peace.